Okay, what is up everybody? My name is Isaac Parks. Welcome back to the last part of the beginner series of Learn How to Punt with Isaac Parks, All-American, yada yada, y'all know the whole spiel. Okay, we're out here talking about steps. Now, if you watched a two-step video and you said two-step is not for me, let me see what the three-step is all about. That's what we're going over today. How to do a three-step punt. Why is the three-step punt good? Why should you use it? Some coaches don't teach it, some coaches do teach it, some live by it, some die by it, okay? So today, I'm gonna talk about everything you need to know about the three-step punt. First, we're gonna go over why are steps important? Why shouldn't everybody just do a one-step? Well, steps do two things, okay? They give you the direction, they set the direction that you're about to go, and they give you power. The more steps, kind of the more power. That's why kickoffs usually take more steps than field goal, and you can get the kickoff a lot further than a field goal, okay? So you might think naturally, three steps sounds pretty cool. Why would everybody not use a three-step? And a lot of people do use a three-step, but if you read in the last, or if you watched the last video, you know that two steps are much more concise, okay? It's a lot shorter distance covered, which is very important to some coaches. And if you have guys coming to block you, you kind of want to cover less ground, you know? Why cover more ground? I'm gonna tell you why you might want to cover more ground, a little bit more ground, okay? With the three-step punt, why it might help you. So the first thing we want to talk about, okay, is the power generated by the three-step. No, take that back. Let's talk about the mindset going into the three-step, okay? Because for the two-step, it was precision and explosion were the things that define the two-step, okay? For the three-step, there's just one word, in my opinion, that defines it, and that is the flow. The three-step is all about flowing through the ball, okay? There's no more explosion, like you are exploding, but the thought process is you're gradually building up that energy as opposed to just being there and going 1, 2, explode, okay? That left step is going to go ahead and start building that momentum downfield. So that right step is just continuing that build into your final plant foot step, and then everything will just follow downfield after it. So the things that I love about the three-step specifically is it's mostly a jab two-step. So what that means is that it is not 3 full steps. I am not catching the ball, step, step, and then step. Look, I'm even off camera. That's how far that would cover. Okay? That's not what it is. The three-step, in my opinion, means we are catching and jabbing almost at the exact same time. And then from there, we go into our next step, into our last step, and then downfield. And once again, the beauty of this is that because you're taking that jab step as you're catching, you don't need to focus on the explosion part as much, which means I can just catch and flow downfield, and I'm naturally building up that momentum that's going to give me almost the same power as a really explosive two-step, but I have to focus on the explosion less. That's why I like it, is because I feel like I'm just catching and just flowing through every little part of it. Another bonus of the three-step is it lets you play around bad snaps much better. If you catch a high snap, you can be here, bringing it down. You already you're jabbing into the high step. You're getting used to catch and mold kind of on the move. You never want to be too much movement. I don't ever like to start my right step while the ball is moving. That is very important to me, okay? That'd be my number one thing I'd tell you guys, is do not start moving this right leg until this ball is placed. So you want to catch here, and then as soon as you get it placed, boom, we're coming through with the second step, and now we're doing something like a two-step. But that's what makes the three-step so tricky, is it's such a finicky kind of punt to do. But if utilized properly, gives you great momentum, gives you great flow, and like the momentum is so consistent, I lived on a three-step as I became an All-American because I didn't have to think about much else. Where the snap was, I'm here, and I've already built, oh, I'm off the screen, and I've already built up so much momentum that I can just let my leg float. My miss hits are going 42 yards, and my big hits are going 55 yards. Okay, it's just giving me a very consistent range where I don't have to think about crushing the ball. I'm just naturally building up momentum and floating through it. And pretty much all I do is focus on my drop the entire time. which is the next part, is that the three-step punt, because there's so much movement in your feet, is all about focusing on the drop, okay? So as you're catching, let's get backed up here. So as you're catching, your left leg is already here, you place, and then your right leg is going. There's a lot of movement of the rest of your body, so you want to be focusing on getting that drop as precise as possible, so that way once you make contact, you're just floating through. It should be something like this. Okay, I get the snap, left, right, and then boom, I'm just floating through. I'm able to get the ball in a good direction, get it downfield with a lot of efficiency, and you shouldn't waste the time difference between a three-step and a two-step should be the exact same. Okay, because where in a two-step you'd be catching and placing, here you're just catch and stepping and placing into it. And then once again, you're able to recover from bad snaps well because you're already stepping, you're used to stepping into it. Also, you get to recover from slow snaps really well. That's one thing I loved about this, is if the snap's slow, it's nothing for me to go ahead and step into it with my jab step, and then boom, I'm already there. That's kind of thing. Next, we're gonna talk about direction and three-step. So I told you guys there was something a little bit different about the direction and three-step, and it's kind of more of an advanced topic, but I'm gonna cover it because you guys, if you care about your steps this much, you're probably getting a little bit more advanced, and this is something you might want to just write down. I'm going to cover this way more in depth later, but essentially it has to do with how you can sort of mask your direction on a three-step if you want. Okay, so you can line up facing with just a very subtle tilt towards the sideline, and then as you catch, you can open up by bringing this foot into your line. So you find that little mark in the ground that you want to step at first, okay? And then you mask your hips a little bit. And then look at my hips as soon as I step to this new mark. They go ahead and point me towards the sideline. So now I'm just going and flowing through it. So this is everything you need to know about the three-step. I hope you guys are having a good day. And here we go. We'll do one more three-step just for you guys. Take it easy. Peace.